Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you on Monday. I think everybody was a little bit let down. Sting coming back was only because of the video game. I know that I found this out on my way to work as I was driving and turning the corner onto the street that my job is on. I let out a big, fuck me. Because Big Dave brought out the news that, basically Sting wasn't going to be live in Virginia. It was only going to be something on video, and he didn't say that it was the commercial, but everybody knew that basically it was just going to be the commercial for the video game, and it was cool. It was very, very cool. The word on the street is that WWE and I guess that would be EA, who makes the video games, paid $200,000 to make that commercial, and they definitely really thought that pulling out all the strings, bringing Sting back was going to be was something that was very big to sell a whole lot of video games. In my mind, I think of basically a video game. I know they cost a little bit more than $50, but $50 is really the average price for games. They got to sell 400,000 video games just to break even on the commercial. It just seems like that's just a shitload of money. I've never made a commercial or anything like that, and I don't know how much they normally cost, but that just seems like a really, really big load of money to have Sting come back and it not be, for a big return. Maybe they can use that theme music. Maybe they can save that sort of, intro and use it for like his Titantron when he does come back. But, you could definitely hear the live crowd really into that commercial until they put up the EA Sports gimmick up on the screen. And then you just heard the fans just turn on it. That was just beyond crazy. And I know that, I brought up, the Macho Man. The Macho Man came back to make the, not to make him, but, to plug the definitive moments figures from Mattel, and I sort of said that was going to be him, moving into the Hall of Fame. Of course, they brought back the Warrior last year. They put the Warrior into the Hall of Fame, so as a lot of people are seeing as, they put Sting in there, and then Sting will make his return, and he'll be welcomed in the WWE family. I really think that right now at this point, I don't think they really know what they want to do with Sting. I mean, they put that T-shirt up, and in my mind, it's not the best Sting T-shirt. I mean, WCW didn't make great shirts in their day. TNA made a whole bunch of shirts with skulls and scorpions and this, that, and that, and none of them really gained my attention, but I saw a lot of people on Twitter, going crazy about the new Sting t-shirt. I think more people were crazy about that Sting actually had a product that was for sale in WWE Shop. I never really heard anybody really saying how much they really liked that shirt. To me, it doesn't even say Sting on it. So I was wondering, did he even sign some sort of a Legends deal in order to market t-shirts for him? It's just really a scorpion. They could get away with it, but it was marketed as a Sting t-shirt, and in the bio it talked all about Sting and WCW, so that I don't think there's any way they could get away with that. But I don't know. I just was thinking that, maybe Sting will come into the family, he'll do some stuff on the network, maybe they'll basically just sort of put him into the Hall of Fame, release his DVD sets, but they're still teasing us. I mean, I don't really know how they could do it, but I was on Facebook this morning, and I was sort of flipping through what was going down, what everybody does, and there was a very nice looking picture of Sting versus Undertaker, sort of like a match promo that you would see for a pay-per-view, and I was like, man, that looks really good, that looks really clean. I was going to give the props to the person whoever made it, and then I noticed that WWE made it. I followed the link to what they were plugging on their website. I thought maybe they would just be talking about, Sting and, some things that he could be doing if he did come to WWE. They put up a whole lot of videos from, Zack Ryder, Biggie Langston, Kofi Kingston, all marking out, going crazy that he was going to be in the video game. It's kind of funny that Zack Ryder was able to tweet about knowing that Sting was going to be in the video game, giving that live response, but yet when they put him, advertised for the Intercontinental Battle Royal, he had no clue until fans started to tell him what was going on. So it's kind of weird if he's even paying attention to what was on the television show at all. Maybe he was just marking out so much, going bananas about Sting, he just forgot about it. But if you follow the link, which will be in the description box, WWE has a full range of stories brought to you about sort of fantasy booking matches that never have happened. And they actually made a full-on, about 2.5-minute promo for Sting versus The Undertaker. I mean, basically anybody can make sort of fan art of putting, two Photoshop pictures together, but this was a full-on... Ah! Oh, I apologize. Hey, go away. I clicked on it just so I could bring up the matches that were there. And, of course, Sting versus Undertaker is one of the biggest fantasy warfare clashes there was. But the other ones were Bray Wyatt versus Raven, Jake the Snake against Dean Ambrose, CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels, The Shield versus the Four Horsemen. It's sort of a pack of guys in a battle for America, headlined by Captain America, or not Captain America, Mr. America, Hulk Hogan, wearing the mask. And then also Bad News Barrett against Bad News Allen. Bad News Brown? I always call him Bad News Brown, yeah. Definitely Sting versus Undertaker being one of the biggest ones. They definitely told somebody to sit down in the chair, bang out a promo, and this really was really, really good stuff. It's like they're playing with their emotions. In my mind, I honestly think that Undertaker doesn't really have the appeal. I mean, he does have the appeal. He does have a lot of fans out there, but Undertaker having a match at WrestleMania isn't going to mean what it meant, before last year. Of course, everybody knowing about the streak. The streak was bigger than any sort of championship. If Undertaker was going to wrestle at WrestleMania this year, about the only match that I can see him going down is him versus Brock Lesnar, trying to get revenge for Brock ending the streak. Sting versus Undertaker definitely is a match that I would want to see, but I'm at the point now where I don't think it's ever really going to happen. I'm doubting the fact if Sting is ever going to wrestle for WWE. I'm doubting the fact if Undertaker is ever going to wrestle for WWE again either. And this is a match that only could really take place at WrestleMania. This isn't really a match that could take place at... You want to see Sting and Undertaker at TLC or Night of Champions or Hell in the Cell. It just doesn't really have that appeal. I know it would be cool. And like I was saying, if Sting did come back on Monday, it would send a shock system through wrestling and give it that big boost of everybody like, fuck yeah, Sting's on TV. That was really cool. And it would just give it that jump that, people would be looking for to get behind with what's going on in WWE right now. Battleground, of course, not getting much publicity. If you look at the card, it looks like a pretty good show. But I don't think a lot of people can name all the matches on the show if you really, sat them down and said, hey, what's going to be on the pay-per-view on Sunday? But Sting vs. Taker is a match that WWE is really playing with our emotions. I guess they're trying to see if we really want to see this or not. It's just a matter of, trying to find a place how you could do this, Lots of stories about, Sting being in a match at WrestleMania this year because he is a California guy. The only way he's going to be a California guy to me is if you basically just buzz cut that hair down, bleach it blonde and paint his face out and have him wear the neon tights. I don't think that's anything that Sting wants to be doing these days. I think he wants to be wearing that sort of, he might even wrestle in a t-shirt if he can get away with it with Vince. But wearing that singlet, painting the face, having the black hair dyed black, push it back, and I think that's what Sting wants to be. Sting knows that he was a big star in the '90s as Sting, California Sting, with the face paint and everything like that. But Sting really came into his own 1996, 1997 with the whole NWO Crow angle, and that's the angle that he's going to rock until the day he dies, because I think he knows that's what really put him over the top in the eyes of being a big WWE superstar. So, you put him on the WrestleMania card, it's cool to have him on there. He's definitely going to be a special feature. But there's nobody in WWE that I really want to see him wrestle. I don't think that Undertaker will ever wrestle again. It's definitely going to take a lot of talking into, and we're definitely going to find out how big of an Undertaker fan is of Sting, trying to see if he really can think that is a match that could really help his career, because more than likely you got to think of every Undertaker match as being his last one. And I can see of a reason to drag him out there and to have him wrestle and try to continue on what the streak was. But at this point, you got to be thinking, he's already lost the streak. Does he really want to come back for another match? And it just be another match. It's just not going to have the same appeal to me. So that's my thoughts of Sting versus Undertaker. They had a good picture. They have a damn good promo. Click on the link in the description box below, www.com/videos/playlist/fantasy warfare. Peace out, everybody.